in the spring of 2020, all of the liberal democracies in Europe, in North America, Canada, the United States, Australia, and elsewhere in New Zealand suddenly pivot and impose what I would call totalitarian controls, begin this kind of attack on civil rights, beginning with free speech.
Yeah.
In our country, it went quickly from free speech to you close all the churches for a year without any kind of scientific citation or public process, and you shut down jury trials, which is protected by the Seventh Amendment, without any. And there's no pandemic exemption in the United States Constitution, and I don't think there's one in Britain either.
No.
And then they closed all the businesses. So that's a property right that's protected by the Fifth Amendment. They closed the businesses without just due process or just compensation. The lockdowns and social distancing mandates also thwarted the freedom of assembly, which is also part of the First Amendment. So we had this kind of and then there was all these track and trace and these kind of intrusive government intrusions on our private rights that conflicted directly with the Fourth Amendment prohibitions against unwarranted searches and seizures. Suddenly you had to give your private medical records to leave the house or to go into businesses. And so I suddenly felt a companionship among people all over the world, even people whose political posture up until the beginning of the pandemic had been absolutely antithetical to my own. Suddenly I found myself in common cause with leaders all over the world that were willing, who were showing the courage to stand up to these, what I would call totalitarian lockdowns. And Andrew Bridgen was one of the most courageous members of the British Parliament. We saw so much moral cowardice among leaders in the Western world. And so those who demonstrated courage during this period, I did my best to support and to, his infrastructure was trying to isolate them. I wanted to let him know that there were people around the world who supported him.